Whenever people ask me what is my favorite sneaker or what I consider the most comfortable sneaker, I always say the Nike Air Max. In this video, we're going to go through my Nike Air Max collection. Oh, make sure you stick around because I'm going to give you the top 4 Air Maxes that are on my wish list also. My name is Kathy if we haven't met, and my favorite subjects are beauty, fashion, luxury, lifestyle. I love how sneakers are bridging the gap between streetwear and high fashion, especially in this age of COVID, quarantine, lockdown. Like, I see all of my favorite influencers wearing cool sneakers, and so I wanted to tell you about some of my favorite ones. Let's get to my Nike Air Max collection. All right, so today we're talking about my Air Max collection. The Nike Air Max is my favorite low-top sneaker. I'm a very new sneakerhead, but I would say based on the number of Air Maxes in my collection, it's actually also my favorite sneaker style currently. I had planned to make this video in March. March is Air Max month, but there was some scheduling conflicts. This video is my ode to Air Max and my Air Max collection. I could go on and on about how much I love Air Max, but let's talk about the details because I'm sure some people are like, what's an Air Max? Most people have seen the Air Max. There are a ton of Air Max models, and so most people are probably like, which Air Max is she talking about? Well, let's dig into the details of the actual Air Max. So the original Air Max was released in 1987, and it's currently called the Air Max 1. The Nike Air Max is identified by this visible polyurethane pouch filled with pressurized gas. According to Nike, these airbags are intended to provide better cushioning and also to make the shoe more lightweight. I don't know. Nike Air Maxes are also made for running. I am a runner, but I do not run in my Air Max. I use my Air Max strictly for lifestyle, so I can't even tell you about that either. But I will say that it's a very lightweight shoe. It's a very stylish shoe. One day, maybe I'll try to run it, but I currently only run in Brooks Adrenaline GTSs, so I'm not sure I can even promise that. So most people have seen Nike Air Maxes and you recognize this air on the bottom, and there's a ton of different models. So the size, the design, and the placement of these airbags is dependent on the model. So this is the Air Max 90, and the Air Max 90 and the Air Max 1 have the airbag at the heel. There's other models that will have it maybe at the forefoot and the heel, or there's other models like the Air Max 97 that has it along the whole foot. So as I said, there are a ton of Air Max models, but in this video, I'm going to just talk about the shoes in my collection. I'm also going to talk about some of the models that I want to add. Let's dive right in. So I will say my favorite model so far has been the Air Max 90. I have 2 pairs. This is actually the first Air Max 90 I got. The colorway for this is called Green Camo. When this released, there were 2 other camo models that I was interested in, but this one was the one that I was interested in the most. I tried to get this on the sneakers app. I was not able to. I ended up having to buy it for a little bit over retail price on StockX. I was obsessed with this neon green color. In my mind, I thought it was going to be super wearable. I had a bunch of workout outfits that I felt that I knew it would go with. So even if I wasn't going to work out in them, maybe I could wear them as athleisure. I had a lot of plans. I will say this shoe has not been as wearable as I thought it was going to be. I definitely can wear this with black. I wear it in the summer with all white. Definitely I can wear it with green. So once I got this shoe, I was instantly sold on the Air Max 90. It's a super comfortable shoe. It's super wearable. I wear a lot of dresses. This is actually a really good silhouette to wear with the dress. I also love this shoe so much. I was actually going to get another colorway, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. I was still looking for another Air Max after I bought this one. This is the Air Max 90 Dancefloor. The colorway of this one kind of just was the thing that got me. I feel like my friend had shown me this Air Max 90 in early 2020, but I kind of just blew it off. But once I bought the green camo ones, I saw these again, I think either on eBay or somewhere else, and I was completely hooked. I wasn't sure how wearable these were. I wasn't sure anything about them. I was totally obsessed with, like I said, with this neon green colorway. The colors are gorgeous. This incorporates all of my favorite colors. It also has leopard on the lower part, and as a leopard lover, I love it. I love the denim part. This one I bought on StockX. It originally retailed for $140. I actually got it for below retail, probably like $130 on StockX, which I was super happy about. I had almost bought them on eBay for a little bit over retail, but I ended up waiting and they came down in price, and so I was super happy. If you've seen I wore my Bottega Veneta bag for a week video, you'll know that I wore this bag and these shoes almost exclusively for a week when I went to visit family in Arizona. I love the combination. So I was actually very surprised at how wearable this shoe is. I wear it with so many different colors. And I think it's the reason it is so wearable is there are so many different colorways on here. Like the inside is black. It comes with black laces. I've worn this with basically everything. As I said, I've worn it with black. I've worn it with this outfit. Because there's so many colors, I was able to wear this blue shirt dress. I wrapped a pink sweater around my waist, and I wore the Bottega Veneta chain cassette bag, and all the colors played well together. It's a super versatile shoe, and one thing I like about the shoe is it really shows off what I would consider my personality. I can be very serious on the clothes I wear. When it comes to my shoes, I like to have a little bit of fun, like a little whimsy. So I also like the denim portion of here, so I feel like it looks good with very light denim. It's gonna look good with whites. This is totally a summertime shoe. During the fall, I actually wore this shoe because of the leopard. I have a brown teddy bear coat, and so it looked really good. The leopard on the shoe looked really good with the brown teddy bear coat. This shoe is my most worn shoe. All the other ones have been worn once, twice, maybe none. This shoe I've probably worn 50 times in the last almost year that I've owned it. This currently is my favorite Air Max in the collection. My next favorite Air Max style is the Air Max 95. Now, Air Max 95 was released in 1995. The design of the shoe was actually based on the human anatomy, where like the back resembles the spine, the sides and the front are meant to resemble a human rib cage, skeleton, other things like that. It's a truly unique design. I believe this is the first Air Max that I actually remember. This sneaker I got this year, but this is actually the original colorway that came out in 1995. I ended up winning this on the Nike sneakers app, and I was super excited because this reminded me of when I was a kid. I was really glad that my first Air Max 95 was the OG colorway. The Air Max 1 and the Air Max 90 both had the airbag in the heel, but this was actually the first shoe. It has two airbags in the forefoot. The design of this shoe is super unique, and it's a really standout shoe. I have yet to wear this shoe, but I envision myself wearing it with, of course, black, white. This shoe I'm really gonna love in the spring and summer, wearing with like all white dresses. I would love this with jeans. I also see myself wearing it with black. I do feel like these two shoes have similar colorways. So it's gonna be a toss-up based on, do I wanna go with more of a traditional style or kind of this style that stands out a little bit more. I have not worn this shoe, and that's just more because I feel like I'm always wearing the dance floor. Outside is opening up, so I think I'm gonna have more opportunities to wear, but I do love this shoe just because it's such a unique looking Air Max. So my second Air Max 95 is actually fairly new. This is the Air Max 95 Kim Jones collaboration. And Kim Jones is a creative director at Dior. He's the one that's responsible for the Air Dior, a very hot collaboration between Nike and Dior last year. So this shoe came in this orange colorway, and it also came in that green Volt colorway or green neon green colorway. I told myself I have so many neon green shoes that I need to try a different color. So the thing about me is I don't own a lot of orange. I feel like I am going to be able to wear this black and white, but I don't own a lot of orange, and I'm almost tempted to sell this sneaker and get the green ones. I'm not sure if it's going to be too similar to the other one. I really like the shoe. I really like the Air Max 95, but I'm not exactly sure if this is the right colorway for me, but it's a gorgeous shoe. The third and final style I currently have in my Air Max collection is the Air Max 98. This is the Air Max 98 Chinese New Year edition from 2019. And boy, do I have a story about this one. So in 2019, when I really was in the sneakers, my friend sent me this picture and was like, yo, this is a really dope shoe. Can you help me win it on the raffle? And I was like, sure. When does it come out? He wasn't sure. We both agreed that we'd stay on the lookout for it, and if we saw it, we would join the raffle. This was right before Chinese New Year in 2019. Chinese New Year came and went. We never saw the shoes. I think we just assumed that either the release got scrapped or it didn't release in the US markets. But we weren't sure. But for some reason, this shoe was always in the back of my head because it was a super unique shoe, and I remember seeing the picture. And I remember there was a Chinese New Year. When Nike did Chinese New Year models for 2020, I ended up looking for this one to see if maybe it was going to be one of the ones. I just wanted to figure out whatever happened to this shoe. So I ended up seeing this shoe on Farfetch for $300. The retail price of this shoe was $200. So I was kind of hemming and hawing, and it ended up selling, so I just kind of let it go. Well, fast forward to Chinese New Year of 2021, and I remember I was like, let me search on StockX for this shoe again. And I ended up doing a search for it, and I saw that the sneaker was there on StockX for a little bit over retail. So I ended up putting a bid on it because I wanted to get this shoe for as close to retail as possible. So this shoe has always been in the back of my mind because it's such a gorgeous shoe. As you can see, there's like snake skin and there's pony hair. There's like an Asian motif. The tongue of the shoe is like a jade color leather. This is just like a gorgeous shoe. And because this is an Air Max 98, the airbag is all the way along the bottom. So in February of 2021, I went in and I actually put in a bid on StockX for this shoe. Unfortunately, all the people that were actually selling this shoe did not want to go below retail. And so I was kind of like going back and forth. I remember my friend who originally wanted the shoe was just telling me, just buy the shoe above retail. But I kind of dug in my heels and was like, I had a price that I had in mind. I actually wanted to pay $190. So I wanted to pay like $10 below retail. And I was kind of stuck on that price. Air Max month is in March. During Air Max month, I went through the list of all the sneakers that I currently want and to see if there were any Air Maxes on my list that were close to retail price or at a price that I was willing to pay. And this was the only one on the list that was near that price. So I did, you know what, I wanted to add another Air Max to my collection. I usually always get my sneakers from StockX, but I ended up getting this pair on GOAT. And the reason I usually get things from StockX is the price on StockX is usually a little bit cheaper, but I will say StockX has higher fees, but usually the lower price mixed with the higher fees oftentimes gives StockX an advantage. Also, all the StockX sneakers get verified in Detroit. I live in Chicago. If I buy a sneaker from StockX, it usually takes less than a week. By the time it gets to StockX and is verified, it's out the door and to me the next day because it's only a 30-minute flight from Detroit to Chicago. I've always been happy with the time. But this time I ended up taking a risk because GOAT had a better price. I ended up buying this shoe from GOAT for $194, $6 below retail, but also GOAT had lower fees, so it ended up just being a better deal for me in the long run. What I had told myself was once I get this shoe, I'm going to make my Air Max collection video. Unfortunately, that was a big mistake because this shoe took me over 2 weeks to get. I had never purchased from GOAT before. I had purchased from the GOAT website and I got an email saying that, okay, the shoe had shipped. Once the shoe shipped, I was anticipating it'd be a week, maybe at the most 10 days. It took a long time. I remember my friend asked me like, what's going on with your shoe? And I was like, all I know is it shipped. And he's like, you don't see the tracking or anything like that? I went to the GOAT website and I didn't see anything about tracking or any of that. It took me a few days to figure out that GOAT doesn't put tracking or order status information on their website, all on their app. So I was kind of in the dark about this order. When I finally downloaded the GOAT app, I realized that my shoe's coming from Hong Kong. I think that kind of solidified to me that this sneaker was only released in the Asian market. Also, my friend who wanted the shoe wanted it in a size 15. We later found out that the shoe only goes up to, I believe it only went up to a 13. That also solidified the notion that this shoe only came out in Asian markets, because Asian markets, even in the US, a 15 is kind of an extended size, but in the Asian markets, they just don't do the size 15s. Sorry for him, but good for me. This is my newest Air Max. I have not worn it. It's a gorgeous shoe. I'm waiting to wear it. Similar to the Dancefloor, I think all the colors in the shoe are gonna make for really cool and interesting outfits. I could definitely see myself wearing this to a sneaker ball with a red ball gown. The camel colored pony hair on this shoe will look really good with my camel colored teddy bear coat in the fall. It's definitely gonna look good with red. There's enough black on here where I could just wear all black. I don't wear much green, so I don't know how that's gonna play in. I love wearing beige sweatsuits or outfits, and so I think this would be a really good pop of color on my feet on the days where I wanna just wear a neutral beige sweatsuit. Any way it goes, I'm very excited to style this shoe. So those are the 5 sneakers in my Air Max collection. Because I'm such a big fan of the Air Max, I'm actually in the market for 2 different styles. So the first new Air Max style that I want to add to my collection is the Air Max 1. The Air Max 1 is the original Air Max model that came out. So the first Air Max 1 that I want to add to my collection is the Atmos Pack 2.0. Loving the whole colorway. Like, this is a super cool shoe. I love that it's a mix of leopard print and tiger stripes and has that red swoosh to complement it all. This shoe would essentially be a neutral for me. This shoe came out in 2018, so I wasn't really into sneakers, so I definitely missed this one. The retail price for this shoe is $160. It's currently $408 on StockX. I've seen it also on GOAT, and it's a very similar price. It's definitely above retail and a little bit more than I want to pay, but I do think that this would be the first one that I get because this price compared to all the other Air Maxes that I'm in love with is the most reasonable. The next Air Max one that's on my list is the Air Max Parra. Now, I first saw this colorway, I believe, on Kalana Barfield. She would post a video on Instagram showing off her Air Max collection, and I saw the Parras and was immediately in love, but I didn't know what the shoe was, so I ended up sending it to my friend, and he was like, oh, those are the Parras. The Parras came out in 2018, again, way before I was actually even thinking about sneakers. When the Parras came out, they retailed for $150. On StockX now, it's $546 to buy it in my size. I never knew who Parra was. I later found out that he's actually a Dutch artist and he's done other collaborations with Nike. He has newer collaborations now ever since the Parra. The Nike Air Max Parras are a dope shoe. This is definitely more, in my mind, a spring summer shoe. Like the colorway, I could definitely see myself wearing the Parras with this blue and white striped outfit. The Parras are going to be super dope with jeans. I love wearing white sundresses in the summer, so I think the Parras would go well with that. Like I do like the look of having a casual shoe and a sundress. Sometimes I will wear a dad sandal, but these make me happy. They're clean, they're fresh, they're... it's I don't know, for some reason I look at these shoes and I feel like I'm drinking something effervescent like a Sprite. So the next shoe on my Air Max wish list is the Air Max 97 and the colorway is Leopard Pack Red. Now the first time I saw this shoe, so quarantine, I've been working out using YouTube, and the girl that I work out with is named Sydney Cummings. She's always wearing Nike sneakers and some really colorful leggings and a bra top. And so one day I saw her wearing these shoes with leopard print leggings and like a cute orange bra top. So I was so in love with this that I ended up buying the exact leopard print leggings she had, and I'm on the hunt for these shoes. Now these shoes are red. I've never owned a pair of all red running shoes. The thing I do like about this is, although it's red, there's that little wave of black and leopard in the center of the shoe, which I love. I've always been kind of turned off by all red shoes. That little swirl of red kind of keeps me from being like, oh, it's an all red shoe. This shoe came out in January of 2019 and retailed for $160. So I put in a bid on StockX, but nobody's selling it. This shoe comes in women's sizes, so it doesn't look like there's a bunch of people who are actually selling this shoe. I looked on GOAT, my size is like $5,000, which is a ridiculous price. A lot of people aren't selling this shoe at all. And I think the reason the person's selling it for $5,000 on GOAT is because nobody else has the shoe and they're just trying to get somebody who's like really thirsty for the shoe. I don't think anybody's thirsty enough to pay $5,000 for this shoe. I do like this shoe enough to pay a little bit more over retail, but nobody's trying to sell the shoe, so I don't know when I'm gonna get this shoe. For now, I do have a bid on StockX for it, and because I'm not even gonna try to bid on GOAT while somebody's trying to sell it to me for $5,000. No. Once I finally do get the shoe, I know I'm gonna be wearing my Nike leopard print pants with these shoes, and I'm just working out to Sydney. So the last Air Max that's on my collection is the Nike Air Max 1/97 by Sean Wotherspoon. Now this was a super popular collaboration. The top of the shoe is an Air Max 97. The bottom of the shoe is an Air Max 1. You can tell by the fact that the airbag is only in the heel. Usually an Air Max 97, there's more of an airbag on the shoe. Sean Wotherspoon entered a contest with Nike, and this collaboration is that shoe. What I really like about the shoe is the different color velour velvet waves on the top of the shoe. It's really unique. I could definitely see myself wearing this with denim and a lot of other bright colors. This is definitely another spring summer shoe that would be really cool with white, with denim, with yellow. I could see this with a lot of pastels. This is a really cool shoe. Now this shoe came out in March of 2018, so it was during Air Max month of 2018. The retail price of the Sean Wotherspoon Air Max was $160. So I just checked StockX, and the current price for my size, a men's US 8.5, is $1,170. That's a lot. That's the most expensive one. Of my 4 favorites, this is my least favorite, so I'm actually okay. This is one of those ones where hopefully the price goes down. Unfortunately, with collaborations like this, they don't do very many restocks. So the price of this, as it gets older, it may just continue to go up and I may never get this one. But this is one of those ones where I would love to get it, and God willing, I may get it. So those are the top 4 Air Maxes that are currently on my wish list. Thank you for sticking around for my entire Air Max collection. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you leave me a comment letting me know which of my either Air Max collection or the ones in my wish list are your favorite. If you have a favorite Air Max that's not on either one of my lists, let me know in the comment. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.